You've spent years making your home feel comfortable, and that's exactly the problem. You see, when it comes time to sell your house, the way you've arranged your furniture to live in it is not the way that you should set it up when it comes time to sell it. And most sellers have no idea. They vacuum, they declutter, they paint, and then put the furniture back exactly the way it was before. Today I'm walking you the 5 biggest mistakes that I've seen home sellers make when it comes to arranging their furniture, but more importantly, how to fix them. Hi there, I'm Kasha McDaniel and I'm an occupied home staging specialist where I help women like you stage and sell their houses while living in it. So let's get started. So mistake number 1 is pushing all the furniture against the walls. Now, this is the number 1 mistake I see because people think, well, if I push it up against the wall, that gives it more space, right? More space equals more spacious. No, not exactly. No, sorry. When the furniture hugs the walls, though, it actually makes the room feel smaller because it creates like a waiting room effect. And buyers walk in and they feel like they're in a waiting room. And that's not what you want them to do. You want them to feel cozy, to have a place to sit together, have a conversation, not yell across the room to talk to the other person. That's not what we're trying to do when it comes time for the living room furniture, when you space it out like that. So the fix is to pull your furniture away from the walls and create a conversational grouping in the center of this space. Okay, so you don't want it against the wall, move it up, have a walkway around it, kind of like basic like a hallway, if you will, about 3 feet behind the couches. You can easily push the couches up a little bit, and that way your sofa and chairs should also face each other, maybe at an angle. But if you have a couch, then 2 chairs on the side. It's a great conversation area, and that's what we're trying to do, is give that effect in the living room, for example. Okay, mistake number 2 is too much furniture in the room. Now, I see this a lot, and I know that you may love that accent chair. You may have multiple accent chairs in the room, and I'll show you a picture of one room that has too many chairs in there. The couches are in there, but then they've got chair, 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 chair. There's a lot of chairs going on there. You don't need to have seating for 10 people or more in your living room. You know, those accent chairs or the armoire. And I know the armoire maybe has been in the family for years or in your family for years. But here's the truth. The buyers are not there for the furniture, and that's probably where you're thinking, well, why can't I just leave it? Well, they're buying the potential for the space, and it looks cluttered when there's too many pieces in there, and it's impossible for them to see the space. Because overly furnished rooms feel chaotic, they feel cramped, and they're hard to photograph. So basically, buyers walk into a room and decide in about 3 to 5 seconds, go, oh, this feels small, because there's too much furniture in the room. So what you want to do, here's the fix. Aim to remove 50% maybe of the furnishings that you have in your living room, okay? I know that sounds extreme. You're probably thinking, what? Take out half the stuff? Yeah, probably, because there's probably so much in there that you just don't need it. Maybe there's too many side tables. Maybe there's too many chairs, the armoire, the grandfather clock. All of those things just make the room feel smaller. So what you should be left with are the best pieces to work with. Maybe it is just that one couch with a chair or 2, okay? Not a couch and a love seat and a chair and another chair. And you see where I'm going with this? So less is always more when it comes time to furniture in a room. Mistake number 3 is basically blocking either the natural light or the traffic flow in a room. Now, I have an example here for you. Basically, there's this couch in this room here that's basically you see the beautiful archway in that room, and then you see the back of the couch kind of blocks part of that archway. So it's blocking the flow of traffic, okay? And you can see that there's extra furniture in there. There's, a big barrel in the corner with the TV on it, and there's a couple other things going on in there. So maybe it's just a piece of furniture, maybe it's also blocking a window, right? Maybe it's blocking maybe you have a baker's rack or something like that, or a bookcase or something that's, kind of blocking the windows and the light that's coming into that room. What you don't want to do is basically create an obstacle course for them to kind of walk around furniture just to get into the room and sit on the couch. Because they will, they will sit on the couch to kind of see, well, yeah, I could see, yep, we can arrange the furniture this way in here too, or, no, this doesn't quite work for us. So they're going to be sitting on your furniture too, just so you know. So here's the fix. Walk through your home the way a buyer would walk in, through the front door and through every room in the house. Is there a clear, wide path? Is it an obstacle course? Is every window accessible to be able to open the blinds, to see the curtains, see outside through those windows? Or is there something blocking the way? Take a look in each of your rooms and see if there's something in there that's creating an obstacle. So you want to move anything that does create that obstacle, whether it's moving it out of the room, maybe changing the location of it. So in that picture that I showed you before with the couch that was blocking that entryway, here's the after picture of what we ended up doing. Was we just basically rearranged the furniture so that it's not blocking the beautiful archway. You can walk in. Now there's an accessible way to get into the kitchen area. So yeah, this is one of the biggest things that you can do, and the easiest things you can do is create the open, wide space to walk around in each of the rooms. Mistake number 4 is using the wrong furniture scale in the room. Like maybe that big, huge armoire is just taking up too much space. Maybe there's a dresser that's just really, really big and everything else is smaller pieces, right? Maybe there's a giant sectional in the living room, or a twin bed in a master bedroom. Yeah, that doesn't quite work with the scale, right? Because a twin bed is a really smaller bed, and in a master bedroom or a primary bedroom, you're going to have probably a queen or a king size in there. So it just looks off. So the scale mismatches like that can confuse buyers. They kind of go, well, this doesn't look right, and then it just doesn't feel right to them. And then they can't picture how their furniture would fit in because there's something off here. Maybe you have a big, huge 4-poster bed with this big, huge dresser. I actually have a picture of that. And it's just massive. It takes up the whole entire space with barely any room to walk around. So here's the fix. Every piece of furniture should be in proportion to the room that it's in. So if your sectional is overwhelming the space, I had one that kind of did that, where we actually took it apart and used parts and pieces in the living room instead, and then used basically the ottoman, the one with the chair, as the coffee table. It just took up too much space. If you have another couch that works better from another room, maybe that one works better in the living room than the one that you have. If you can upgrade, maybe borrow it from somewhere, use the space, use the furniture. I've actually had to move furniture from one room to another before to make it fit better and sense of scale that you need to have in those rooms. And then the last mistake number 5, is ignoring what the room is supposed to be functioning as. Maybe they have a big, huge home and you have lots of rooms in there, and the room doesn't really have a function. It's a mishmash. Maybe it's a bonus room, right? The dining room maybe became a homework room, or the formal living room became into a den. That's just maybe a storage room, right? It becomes a catch-all for things. But here's what buyers see when they walk in. They can't see what the room could be used for. You don't want to use a bedroom as an extra storage space, right? It should be seen as a bedroom, especially in a smaller house. Maybe it's supposed to be a 3-bedroom house, and maybe you're an empty nester, right? But you've changed the extra bedroom, one's an office and then another one's a second office or a workout room. They should be all seen as bedrooms so that the buyers can see, well, I need 3 bedrooms. I need to see 3 beds, one in each bedroom, right? Not a bedroom, an office, and a gym. No, it should be the functioning as it should be in that room. Now, I know maybe some of you may be thinking, well, but I don't have the money to go get that. Maybe this is the time when you can borrow a bed from a neighbor, a friend, temporarily for the pictures. get that put in there so that you can show off the space as it's supposed to be for those kinds of rooms. So the fix is, before you list it, change it back to the room that it's supposed to be and its intended purpose, okay? Make the bedroom, the bedroom, the dining room, those types of rooms that it's supposed to be. So let's recap. The 5 biggest mistakes that I've seen when it comes to furniture arrangement. 1 is pushing the furniture against the wall. 2 is too much furniture in the room. 3, you're blocking the traffic flow. 4, furniture that's the wrong scale. And 5, there's no purpose or sense of purpose for that room. It's not used as intended. If you want step-by-step guidance on what should be staged in basically the 4 main rooms plus an entryway, I do have a class called the 5-Room Staging Masterclass. And in there, I talk about the furniture layouts, the colors, the accessories, everything you need to know on how to stage those 4 main rooms. Plus, I talk about the entryway. And in that masterclass, you also get the option of signing up for a live group coaching call. It's all part of the fee. If you want to sign up for that, you get one live coaching call with this class, or even the home staging basics where I cover the whole entire house. But if you're looking just to get the 4 main rooms plus the entryway, you also get a group coaching call in that as well to ask any questions that you may have. Maybe you don't know what to change this room to, or maybe you aren't sure that the scale of the furniture is correct. Come join my call and join me when we talk about those types of questions in that group coaching call. And if this video helps you, give it a thumbs up, like, subscribe to my channel so that you can get more home staging tips to get your house ready to sell. I hope you guys have a fantastic weekend, and we'll talk to you later. Bye!